Hi, I'm Karin Schroeder, and I've been a practicing astrologer for a little over 30 years. What I'm excited to talk about today is the chart of Keanu Reeves, one of the most fascinating people that I've been watching since the early 80s. Now, if his birth time is accurate, he has a lot of energy, a lot of planetary force in the 12th house, and almost the rest of his chart is in the 11th house. Let's talk about the 12th house first. The 12th house is the house of hidden karma, hidden selves, self-undoing, self-liberation. 40% of his chart is in the 12th house. I would say that has a huge indication of a man or soul who's been a meditator in other lifetimes, many other lifetimes. In fact, I'd like to think of Keanu Reeves as a kick-ass monk in a monastery sometime thousands of years ago in the Himalayas. I think it's also indicative of how he played his role in Little Buddha. I think it's also indicative of how he played his role in The Matrix, particularly the last scene or the climax of the movie where he's dead. We think he's dead, and he pulls in all his consciousness, changes himself on a cellular level, and stands up and in a balanced and perfectly uplifting way vanquishes his enemies. That's what enlightenment is all about. Maybe the enemies aren't on the outside of you, they're on the inside. But he vanquished them all the same without any effort at all. I think this is a strong symbol of him being a monk in other lifetimes. I think this soul's journey in this lifetime, he had so many lifetimes being a monk, being in a monastery, in a protective kind of environment, that his soul desired to come out into the world and experience what the world has to offer outside of the monastery walls. And so he is burning off a lot of karma in this lifetime. He's had a lot of loss in this lifetime. Every time you experience loss, anytime a human being experiences loss, that's burning off a huge piece of karma. He takes his losses very seriously, very deeply, very profoundly, because not only do we have all these energies in the 12th house, we have the moon, the part of fortune, Mars and Venus in Cancer in the 11th. Cancer is a water sign that most astrologers attribute to the sign of the crab. I like to think of the sign of Cancer coming from the symbolism of the tortoise. The tortoise in ancient mythology was responsible for holding up the world. I think this is where the Cancers get their heavy sense of responsibility from. You can't get any more responsible than holding up the world. So this feeling of nurturing and mothering and supporting others in the 11th house of his friends, his family are his friends. And if his family needs anything, whether they say anything to him or not, he finds out about what they need, and his greatest love and satisfaction is to provide that for the people that he cares about. Again, his friends are his family. Now, his love relationships, I think, has a lot to do with two planets that are paired together in his chart. Venus, which is love and art and money, and Pluto, which is depth, profundity, compulsion, obsession, death and rebirth. Putting those two planets together in Keanu's chart the way they are shows us that his love relationships have a fated quality to them. He has to be friends with them first. The Venus is in the 11th house of friends. He has to feel comfortable with them because all these energies that he has in the 12th house make him a very hidden, very private person. So he has to be able to know you for a while and trust you for a while before he can open up and be vulnerable to you. This also has to do with his works of art. His works of art deeply, deeply move him as well as the people that are enriched by watching them, by being part of the crew as he's filming his things. Oh, this is Luca wants to say hi. So the qualities he looks for in a love relationship are modesty, humbleness, being able to work hard, being able to not feel as if the world owes you a living, but wanting to be creative. He himself has a very creative mind. He has the kind of mind that doesn't ask why, but asks why not when he's presented with an issue or a question or just any kind of experience that humans generally experience when they're out into the world. I want to sum this up by saying that he's a fascinating, fascinating soul. I'm glad he came out of the monastery to join us. We've enjoyed his films so much and hope to enjoy so many in the future. And if you enjoyed this video, please go to littlebluelotus.org, sign up for a reading for yourself, and thank you for coming. Our next video is going to be all about Fred Rogers, the real deal. Thank you.